gentlemen, welcome to the very first episode of the Full Nelson podcast. I'm joined today by these two young gentlemen from the VP show, the Dropkick podcast. So I'm going to take a quick little page out of you guys' playbook real quick. How's your guys' quarantine been going?
It's, I don't know. I think at first it started a little, it was a little rough. I'm going to be honest. We had schoolwork and everything, and it was kind of depressing because, I didn't get to see my friends and everything. And then, everything kind of just snowballed. And eventually, I found this podcast idea. I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff. And then I contacted, Vikram here. I'm like, hey, let's make this happen. And yeah, the rest is history.
We did it. We talked about it. We made our first 2 episodes. Then we ended up getting a wrestler on. Then it kind of snowballed, and we're here we are now.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, what are you guys? Are you guys in college or what?
No, I'm still in high school.
Yeah.
Last year.
I just graduated. I'll be going to university in September.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I graduated last year, so in 2019. So yeah, I'm starting a trade school here in the fall.
It's pretty dope. Yeah.
So this episode, we're going to talk about mainly is just I'm going to ask these two guys a couple questions, and then we'll lead up into some recent news in WWE, talk a little bit of recap of the of Backlash. So what really got you guys into making podcasts?
Well, basically, we're two aspiring pro wrestlers. I think Vikram says that a lot, in our interviews.
Yeah.
And then, we just want to be out there and kind of known, in any, sort of way, because right now it's really hard. I'm not training, I'm not the biggest guy, but Vikram over here, he's training with Tyson Dukes, and he's getting in there, and he's kind of started, and I haven't even started. So I feel like for me, I was like, I want to get known, what's a better way to do it than start your own podcast. And I'm really motivated. I really talk, bro. I really like talking about mental health, especially on the podcast, because I feel like a lot of people were suffering from it, and they still do, because I feel like it's more, in depth now, because, quarantine's been in more effect, and, with everything happening around the world. So I feel like having people listen to us, kind of like an escape. Some people have pro wrestling as their escape. I wish, people had our podcast as an escape, but, that's our goal. But yeah, definitely. That's what happened.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really fun. Same with Daniel's. I really want to raise awareness for mental health, something that we're both really passionate about, and we're both really passionate about wrestling. And since we want to be wrestlers, we figured why not tap into mental health of professional wrestling, of professional wrestlers. And seeing so many guys like Chris Jericho and other people do interviews and podcasts on the side, it just seemed like a really fun thing to do.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm actually I live about an hour south of Pittsburgh, so I've been wanting to start wrestling school as well. I'm planning on doing it this fall, getting into it and saving up some money for that, because nice. I'm also a big football guy and stuff, but dude, just wrestling, it's just been my passion since I was 6-7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So how long have you guys known each other and been doing this?
This whole podcast thing?
Yeah.
What day is it today? It's the 6th of June. No, the 16th of June, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but
I think so.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. We started this on May 21st, and literally our first episode, you go back and watch that. There's so many things you can pick for and be like, oh, that was terrible. And our interviews aren't perfect. I'm not saying, they're really good now. We're still getting better. The first 20 episodes are a learning experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to kind of improve from the better lighting. If you watch the first episode, lighting was terrible.
Yeah.
And we were talking about everything, in wrestling, and there was no proper send off to each statement. You know what I mean? There was no proper way to end it. And I feel like now that we have our notes when we do these interviews, so a night before, I'll type them up with Vikram on a call and kind of research the people, obviously, and kind of use psychology to my advantage, because you can't just ask the question and be you got to flow with the conversation. You know what I mean? So I think everything's getting improved slowly, but it's a process, man.
Yeah. Like the podcast started May 21st, but the crazy thing is that like we started talking over phone calls around the same time the podcast started.
Yeah.
We had known each other since probably last summer, but we were only DMing and texting each other over Instagram, replying to each other's stories, talking about wrestling here and there. But we've recently just gotten a lot more close, like around the time the podcast started.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm curious as to see how this will turn out too, because like this like past like probably since like when I like I don't know who it is, which one of you it is I DM on Instagram, but like I've been like going over my head like, all right, how am I not gonna like mess this up? You know, what line should I say? What questions should I ask? I got like a couple of notes written down on my notebook, but like, and I haven't like quite like gotten the right equipment or anything. I'm just using my phone right now for
good,
this.
Man.
So like I'm planning on getting a mic because that's like a pretty sweet mic and like lighting and stuff. I'm just like in my kitchen right now, like with just like outdoor lighting. But yeah. So, go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say like, don't even worry about equipment. If you're passionate about something, like, dude, we all have a cell phone. You know, I'm using my phone to to talk to you guys right now. So I think kind of being like, oh, I need a mic, I need this, bro. You got a phone, it's okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we can make it work. And I have these Apple headphones. Like, I'm trying to work on a mic.
With you.
I'm trying to get a mic like Vic, but you know what I mean? Like,
the only reason I got this mic is because I was already making YouTube videos, man. You don't make any like the big investments right away.
Right.
Wait till you got a flow going.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
Like plus I'm like a broke 19-year-old, so I can't quite afford it yet. So I don't want to go ahead and like spend some money on them, like something I don't like really need. But like I was just thinking, I made like wrestling videos when I was probably like 7th grade, I'd say 6th, 7th grade, like these cringy ass wrestling videos on my mom's laptop. Use that for the computer. It looked like I was like filming on like a microwave or something, such like bad quality. But like it's just like a passion I've been wanting to do for a while now. And like I found out about you guys on Fred Ross or Darren Young's Instagram, because at that time I was like, man, like I've been talking to myself about how I want to do these podcasts, and then I was like, man, I want to watch some like new ones too, because before I was mainly just watching Busted Open podcast. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that or not. I've been listening to that, and then I saw you guys. I was like, all right, I'm gonna check these dudes out, and I was like, wow, like these dudes are good. Like they're just like my age. Like I gotta check this out. I mean, this is pretty sweet. So you guys kind of like motivate me a little bit to
we appreciate that,
videos.
Man.
We really
absolutely.
appreciate that. That's the goal. We want to help others out a lot too. So
absolutely.
It's really nice to hear about that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is your guys' favorite interview so far you've done?
Oh, Victor, I don't know. What do you
Okay. So a lot of them are so unique in their own way, like PJ Black, Justin Gabriel. That was our first one. Fred Ross or Darren Young. I feel like he said that he kind of hinted that the Nexus were going to make an appearance at WrestleMania 36, and that kind of made a couple headlines, kind of got us more of an audience. But man, if I'm going for like most enjoyable, I think it'd be between Tyson Kidd or Chris Van Vliet. Chris Van Vliet was just so outgoing and such a nice guy, and he felt like he wanted to really be there. But then the thing with Tyson Kidd is like it was also the same thing, and he went like in depth, like in terms of his neck injury and everything, and things that he really didn't have to do. So I'd say it's between Tyson Kidd and Chris Van Vliet for me. TJP was also really nice, by the way, but TJP actually gave us some really good advice afterwards too. Overall, if we're going for overall interview, going in depth with somebody, I think I'd go with Chris Van Vliet, to be honest.
You think Chris in depth? Oh man, I think our longest one I know was the Fred Ross or Darren Young one, and I was really nervous. Like in the first couple 3 months, like you can tell, I was like I was shook, man. I was like, this is really happening. Like I'm really talking to these guys. Like who would have thought, man? But I think Chris Van Vliet and like those ones kind of hit home because you watch them for so long. You're a kid and now I'm 18, so it's like you do your own thing now, and it's like you kind of just build these relationships, and positive ones with a positive mindset, and just kind of helping, everyone out. And I think, I don't know, my best one, like our favorite one would be, I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know.
It's a really tough one. It's like picking
Yeah.
between which children is your favorite or
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
parent's my favorite. I
Who
don't
do you
know.
like better, mom or dad? Yeah.
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 But what I'd say my favorite of your guys' interviews would probably be Fred Rosser, just because like once you said about the Nexus, like about them returning, like the mark inside me, like I was like, oh my gosh, dude, if that would have happened, I would have flipped out. So like,
Yeah.
like I met him in summer of 2018. He's just like, he was such a nice dude. Like
He's a nice guy.
I've probably met like 5 wrestlers or so, and I'd say he's probably the nicest by far. Him and Big Cass were like the nicest people I've met.
Yeah,
but yeah, just like
nice.
But like I've been trying to contact some wrestlers and stuff. I've been communicating with some and planning some stuff, so I'm really looking forward to that. And
yeah, man, just get your name out there. Do what you can, and don't be afraid. Like if you want to tweet, like tweet at the wrestler. Don't even like if they say no. Okay, here's an example. I tweeted at Wade Barrett. He said no, and he said, I hope people listen to your podcast. And I hope it helps them. Like that was cool for him to do. He didn't have to do that, and
right.
I took that in like a negative way because I was like, man, we could have had him, but like I was focused on the rejection, more on the positive. And I think when the time comes, like for example, I emailed another big name. I'm not going to name who, for whatever purposes, but his manager said no, and I was just kind of bummed out. I talked to Vikram, and I'm like, man, like this is kind of getting to me, like mentally. And he even told me, he's like, don't worry, like look how far we've come. And
right.
we thought we'd get an indie name like 50 episodes in. We didn't think we'd make it this big. What I mean?
And honestly, man, it's like a you have nothing to lose thing, and that's true. Because sometimes I'll be bummed out if we don't get someone, and Daniel will be there telling me, yo, we literally lost nothing, don't worry about it. And I'll be there when he's bummed out over something. Like, yeah, because it's true. You shoot your shot. If someone says no, you don't lose anything, right? Like, because you didn't have them. If you're asking for them to be on your show, they weren't confirmed to be on your show in the first place, so you didn't lose anything. And 99.9% of the time, they say it in a very nice way. So just keep shooting your shot, man, and you'll get wrestling.
Absolutely. So back to what you said about Wade Barrett. I don't know if this is true or not. This is just what I heard like on the dirt sheet like a couple years ago. So did he leave WWE like on bad terms or what? Because I was curious. I was like, the Nexus is coming back, but I know him and Ryback like both left on bad terms. So I was like, I wonder like how they'll bring them back to that.
I know he wasn't happy. I'm not saying that I know that personally, but that's what I read on the internet, and I don't think he was happy. Being in that King Barrett role and kind of going with that. So. Yeah, I don't think he was really happy.
The thing about it is Darren even says on our podcast that they had the possibility of being signed. So when he says we were supposed to be at WrestleMania 36, I'm assuming like when DX comes back or NWO comes back, like a reunion on the show.
It's a one-off.
Have some fun, a one-off. If I was to make a prediction, I don't know this for sure. This is just my prediction. I feel like they would have been part of the Firefly Funhouse match because it's a big part of Cena's career that a lot of people talk about.
Him bearing the Nexus. So
the whole thing.
What is your guys' dream interview?
We talked about this, and this is our goal. Like, I talked to the guy who can possibly get it for us. The guy's agent or whatever. But Chris Jericho,
work in progress. That's who we want the most.
The GOAT. He's probably my favorite of all time.
You got the
so,
T.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Chris Jericho. That's who we really want. Yeah. And we're working really hard to do so.
Yeah, and the thing is, I wanted to get like guys like Punk on, and I was like, he's a very private guy. You know what I mean? He isn't like being out there. You know what I mean? Because last time we had him on a podcast was in 2014 with Colt Cabana, and that didn't turn out really good. The whole lawsuit thing. So I don't think that would ever happen. But yeah, I think Jericho is the goal. In the end,
that'd be sweet.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, me personally, my dream would probably either be what you said, Jericho or Cena. But what I also like and not like at the same time would be MJF. One, because he's just like, I just like to pick his brain for
yeah.
wrestling, but then at the same time, you know, it'd be crazy because he'd be roasting my life for, you know, a half an hour on here. So like, because that dude just doesn't break like character.
He doesn't.
You see like
No,
videos,
man.
it's insane.
Dude,
Mhm.
I'd love to get MJF too.
That'd be
honestly.
so awesome. He's what, 23, 24?
24.
Yeah. Something like that.
It's crazy because he's phenomenal in the ring, and like I say, he's definitely in all of pro wrestling right now. I only mainly watch WWE and AEW. I'd say his character wise, he's probably the best like wrestler there is like right now currently. He's
Me
just
and Daniel
so good.
talk about this, man. I think he's the best heel. Daniel doesn't accept it, but
Really?
I think he is.
It's Randy. Come on.
Right now.
Of all, are we talking all time?
Oh,
currently?
currently.
All time.
Currently?
I mean, if you want to talk about all time, I think
Edge.
I think Vince McMahon, like that guy.
Okay, that is true.
Like,
I was-
oh my god.
I was talking to my brother not too long ago, and we were talking about like the greatest heels of all time. I was like, yeah, it's definitely got to be Randy Orton, but like right now, it probably still is Randy Orton. But then at the same time, you got to think of just how like good MJF is on the mic.
This
sure.
is what we're talking about, because I'm like, as of right now, I'll give it to Randy because he's in a feud with a huge face and Edge. But I feel like if MJF was also in a feud of that magnitude, who knows? Maybe he could be a bigger heel. Maybe not. I don't know.
I mean,
man.
yeah. I mean, you have a point, yeah. So I can't argue with that. But I'll give
Either
you that
way,
one.
Randy Orton, Edge, they're both valid.
Yeah.
I remember growing up. You know, we're all the same age. You know, we're all the John Cena era. You know, obsessed with him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid, 8, 9 years old, just like booing the TV anytime Randy Orton would come on. But like, you know, now older me, like, you know, now that I've wanted to get in the business and like really like understood it, I'm like, that dude has got it going on. Like he is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
But like
absolutely.
he was just because you love to hate him. It's like MJF, you love to hate him.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. And
absolutely.
Another question I got for you guys is like podcast wise, like future, what are your goals for the podcast?
I mean,
What
do you think, Vic?
Honestly, I'd say I want to get some, like we want Jericho. We'd like to get some bigger names on, like John Cena, and we want to help people a lot. We want to talk a lot about pro wrestling for our pro wrestling fans out there. Then we want to really, as we said earlier, elaborate on mental health as a topic. Because my main goal in life is to be a successful professional wrestler. But I also want to contribute to helping others with their mental health. And I feel like the podcast is a really great way of doing so.
Yeah, for sure.
That sounds good. Yeah. So that was about all like the personal questions I had for you guys. If you what a weekend it was for wrestling. I mean, you had that phenomenal match of AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan on SmackDown for the IC title, and then I want to talk about that Randy Orton Edge match. That was I don't know if it was. I'm not sure if it was quote unquote the greatest wrestling match ever, but in I watched like your last video. You said in the quarantine era, it was definitely the best by far.
For sure. Yeah.
I say probably the best match in a couple years I can think of. Honestly, it was phenomenal.
I'll say it is one of the greatest wrestling matches ever. I'll give it that.
Right.
Yeah.
It was. I rate that 7 stars out of 5. It was just so good.
It was really good,
perfect, man. And I'm not even gonna listen to anybody who complains about that match. Like, there's no reason to complain about that match. It was perfect.
The ending was where he did that punt kick. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I popped for that, man. It was
prime heel Orton is back. I was so excited.
I'm such an edge mark. Randy worked me into being mad at him for like a solid 5 minutes. I'm like, really?
Yeah. Dude, that was just. Did you guys watch Raw yet, by any chance?
Yeah.
You see his little thing with Christian at the end?
Man.
Yeah.
I think Christian's going to wrestle though at Extreme Rules or SummerSlam.
That's what I was thinking too. That too would be because you think Edge will be cleared by SummerSlam from his injury?
I doubt
Unfortunately,
it.
I don't think so. I really want him to, like really badly, but I just don't see it happen.
Here's what I think. Here's my perspective on it. I think Edge comes back at the Rumble again. He wins the whole thing, throws out Randy, and I think Randy's going to be the champ or something at the time. Or, no, that doesn't make sense. It's not for the title. So I think he throws out Seth or something, just to like
Mhm.
kind of hint at a feud later on, and then Randy's the champ. He takes it off Drew at SummerSlam, and then we have Edge and Orton at WrestleMania 37 for the title, and Edge wins
would be
that
sweet.
thing. Edge wins it, and then we get Rollins and Edge at SummerSlam
Yeah,
next year.
I would
Daniel
totally.
said it better than I could.
I would,
Yeah,
I would,
Said it
like-
I
better
would
than
totally
could.
freak out about that because like I'm like how you said, like I'm a big Edge head too. I grew up on John Cena, Edge, Randy Orton, Batista. Like those are like my
The
main
OG
guys
ones,
growing
yeah.
up. So like that would just be awesome to see. And it's crazy because Randy Orton's 40 and Edge has got to be what, late 40s, something like that, somewhere around there. And like
Mhm.
they just put on a match like they were like it was 2007 all over.
Yeah.
Again. Like it was awesome.
Mhm.
What'd you guys think of the Viking Raiders and I just had a
that
brain
whole
fart.
thing?
Street Profits. Yeah.
Yeah.
About
Okay,
their like,
here's my
cinematic
take on
match.
I think like until then, okay. I don't know. I think there's like I know there's a Star Wars reference with like I don't know what it was. I think it was like an alligator or something. But
Yeah.
I kind of popped for that. Star
Mhm.
Wars nerd in me was like, oh my god, they really did that. But I think it was comedy. It was entertainment.
Mhm.
That's what WWE is, right? So
Right.
I think kind of balancing like entertainment and actual pro wrestling. I think it's not a bad thing. Like it's for the kids. Sometimes it's for marks like us.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I think I don't know. Like I want to say it was the most terrible thing, but again, like I laughed. They got me. So
I
don't
thought
know.
it was funny, man. Like,
yeah.
I mean, this might just be me. It's probably a pretty unpopular opinion, but even in NXT, when it came to the Viking Raiders, they had always had great in-ring matches. But when it comes to storyline and stuff, I'm just the type of person where I can't take a Viking gimmick seriously.
Yeah.
So make it
Mhm.
funny, and I like it that way. I think they've been a lot more entertaining lately with the Street Profits. I'm not gonna lie, I do think they could have confirmed that what we were watching at Backlash was not the match, because I was kind of
Right.
confused. I'm like, is this some type of cinematic match for
That's
quarantine
what I was
or
thinking
something?
too.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, but then once I got the gist of it, I was like, this is pretty funny and it's pretty entertaining.
It was
When
good,
when they brought in those ninjas at the end, there was that one huge dude, and I was trying to wrap my head. I was like, "Who is this? Is this going to be like some type of return or debut, or like who is
it's
this
some it's some guy at developmental. He's actually training right now. So I
Oh,
forgot
wow.
his name, but yeah, he's big. Yeah.
I thought I was the only one on this until I saw like a couple of tweets on Twitter. But like, whenever they first showed him, I was like, is that Shaq? That can't be Shaq. I don't know
too.
why. Yeah.
And then they brought Big Show in on Raw, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Big Show
Yeah.
and Shaq, like,
Yeah, because he had just like his arms were like the same size as Shaq's, huge feet. I was like, what's Shaq doing here? And I was like, oh, that's not Shaq. Never mind. But it just like kind of caught me off guard there for a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Backlash was kind of a predictable pay-per-view. But this
Mhm.
one match, which I was still like indecisive of who I wanted to pick, was McIntyre and Lashley. Because I heard a rumor how it was going to be at SummerSlam, Lashley and Lesnar. So I was like, well, they give Lashley the title, but at the same time, they'd be kind of burying Drew McIntyre now by having him like a short little reign like that.
Yeah.
So like I kind of figured Drew McIntyre would have won, but I was like, yeah, I still kind of had like a feeling that maybe Bobby Lashley could have like came out on top. What do you guys think of that match?
I think it was great. Like the storytelling was there. People are gonna say, "Oh, the finish was terrible," but I think the finish was done because I think Lashley divorced Lana on Raw, so they kind of
Right.
want to play that out a little bit. And I think if you want to keep Lashley strong, dominant, I think that was the only way to do it. Otherwise we would have had like that, Nia Jax and Asuka finish where it was a DQ, and people are gonna be mad, and they were mad, So I think to keep him strong and dominant, I think that was the best way, So just have him, have Lana there, and boom, he gets Lana out of the equation, and MVP and Lashley go on a dominant run. And honestly, I think with Apollo Crews, this is kind of off topic, but Apollo Crews kind of used like a heel tactic on Raw, and they're kind of hinting at like a heel turn for him. So maybe he joins Apollo Crews, or MVP beats Apollo Crews for the U.S. title, and we get that going.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I thought Bobby and Drew had a really good match. Same as Daniel said. I wasn't the biggest fan of the ending with Lana, but at the same time, it's like you're not just gonna have him go out there as if he never married Lana. If you want to separate him from the storyline, you have to have an ending to it, and we had to do that. That way, they could divorce on Raw, and now he can be taken more seriously. So it was needed.
Which I was kind of happy about because I hated that storyline from the beginning. And
Me too.
Garbage.
I don't know if you guys ever saw like the backstage like stuff with Lana where like MVP like said something where she like he took Bobby away and like she like did like that cringy like scream and stuff. I was like, that's just I was like I mean like she's bad. She's good looking, but like she's so cringy.
Yeah.
So like I was like I've been a Bobby Lashley fan, since I was a kid. So like I'm excited now that they're actually taking him serious. Yeah, I thought that was an okay match. The ending, like you said, I was all right for it just because I know they're ending that storyline, which I thought was stupid to begin with. So that was an all right match. What about the this was in my opinion, I give it probably about a 4-star match. Was Braun Strowman, he defeated Miz and Morrison. At first I was like, oh, are they breaking up the team? Because Miz did that classic pull away from Morrison. I was like, oh wow. What did you guys think of that match?
I was kind of mad, but like that Miz and Morrison didn't win. But I knew they weren't taking the title off Braun. But man, that whole Miz and Morrison music video, I think that was funny as hell, dude. I think that was comedy gold, and
it was catchy too.
It was catchy.
I was singing in my head earlier.
Yeah, and I think eventually somehow like they break up. They're like, oh, you costed me the title, at Backlash, and then again, Miz is the heel because he's so good at being an antagonist, and then Morrison's the protagonist, and we kind of, just go back to that, 2008-9 feud and kind of just go along from there. But I think, here's what I think about Braun Strowman. I think, the train passed. Like, it's a couple years too late for him now to, go on that dominant run, and it's not his fault, but again, like I just can't buy into it, personally. He's not my cup of tea, but I think the Fiend's coming back for the title. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
MIZ, he costed Johnny Drip the title. I wanted Morrison to win it so bad, dude.
I've always been a big Morrison guy myself too.
Yeah, he's really nice too. I met him once, but like I just think they're gonna have a great feud. And yeah, I've heard rumors of Morrison being the heel and Miz being the face. I'm like, what? Like,
would you hear that?
I love Miz, but face Miz, I'm not the biggest fan of.
Yeah, it's got to
be heel Miz.
He's a perfect heel, and him and Morrison feuding again, that'd be perfect. So I'm all right with it. I thought it would have been cool if like one of them won the title, and then they're like, I'm the Universal Champion. No, I'm the Universal Champion, like how Bryan and Kane was, and then they start feuding. But who knows where this is gonna go?
Yeah, tune in.
And then this, no throwing shade to any of these performers, but this is kind of a sleeper match for me. I wasn't paying a lot of attention, but it was the Asuka and Nia Jax match. I saw how I wasn't a fan of the ending, how it ended in double count out.
Yeah.
I knew Asuka was going to win just because she just got the title, but like, I don't know. I wasn't like paying much attention. I was just like chilling like on my phone and stuff for that match.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of that?
I don't know if you guys noticed, but that was on Monday Night Raw where John Connor, that was the ref. He just fast counted. He didn't want to be a part of the match, and and Twitter was just ruthless. But back to the Backlash match. I don't know. Again, I'm on that same boat as you. I wasn't paying attention, man. I could care less. But again, props to them for going out through this whole Corona thing and still giving us a show. But yeah, they gotta change some things up and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I wasn't paying much attention, but I was paying a bit of attention. It seemed like the wrestling before the countout, of course, like they were having a decent match. It just, for me personally, I'm the type of guy where I need something important, like a title, or I need a really good storyline to be involved, like be into a match. And I just feel like they didn't really have that really good build going into the pay-per-view, so I didn't care much about their match. And I was a little bit bummed out by the ending, not because of it being a count out, but since it's a count out, that means there's probably going to be a rematch. And I don't know. I just feel like their feud wasn't that entertaining to begin with for me personally as a fan. So I don't really want to see it go on any longer.
Right. And no shade, but like I've never been the biggest Nia Jax fan. Asuka's cool, but like Nia Jax, I mean, she's just bland to me. It's just a powerful wrestler that just I don't know. I don't find her entertaining at all, in my opinion. But then there was this match, which I've actually been interested in this feud. It was Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. That match threw me off because I was like, oh yeah, Jeff Hardy's winning easy. You know, but when Sheamus won, I was like, whoa, like that actually kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, there was the whole, you know, Jeff Hardy throwing the pee in Sheamus's face after the drug test and all that. So I was like, yeah, Jeff Hardy's definitely going to win and stuff. But what'd you guys think of that?
I think that finish was done to throw people off, like, you know, you and me. And I think Jeff wins at Extreme Rules because I don't know if you guys noticed, but the whole logo is kind of like the Hardy Boys color, like the whole scheme. You know what I mean?
I noticed that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they're gonna do something there, and Jeff's gonna, you know, maybe jump off the I don't know, like the performance center building. They're gonna fight on the roof. I don't know. Who knows, dude? Anything's possible, right?
Who knows with Jeff Hardy too? So it's crazy.
Yeah. So I think it was a good match. It was kind of sloppy in the first 5 minutes, but it kind of picked up, and it was really, you know, hard hitting. I enjoyed it, you know, for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good match. I'm a Jeff Hardy fan, so I would have preferred him winning, but I'm fine with them losing because they're gonna continue this story, and I feel like overall throughout the weeks of SmackDown, they've had a very entertaining feud. So I'm excited to see where they go with it now.
And then the other match was for the the women's tag title. I had my girls, the Iconics, winning it. I had them that way so they could build up to the Sasha Banks and Bayley feud for the title. But I don't know. That one kind of caught me off guard. Those two, the Jeff Hardy and Sheamus match, and then this match were the only two like that I got my predictions wrong because like I actually thought the Iconics were going to take this one.
I think personally this was a great opening. Like I was interested. I was like, dude, these girls are killing it. Like, you know, what a match. And I was expecting Sasha and Bayley to retain because, you know, they just won the titles, and I think with their feud they're gonna do something similar to where HBK and Cena had the titles around 2007, and just kind of wrestle with each other, still, you know, having the titles. And, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen, but, you know, I'm looking forward, dude. Like they kept teasing the whole feud for like 3 years now, and I hope it blows up. You know, I hope it blows off at SummerSlam, and, you know, we get a great match, and they really prove what the women division's all about.
Right.
Yeah. Honestly, like I didn't. That you're right. They could pull on this, and I wouldn't mind that because that was a really nice feud. But yeah, like if we go back to Sasha Banks and Bayley at NXT Takeover, that screams women's revolution in wrestling because it's like a lot of fans didn't have much confidence for a long time. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, at one point that was myself included, but it's people like Sasha Banks and Bayley that changed that.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait. I can't wait to see what they do next. So
right.
Yeah,
I liked seeing like the big change in women's wrestling because you know, as you guys remember, you know, growing up, you know, there was like Kelly and stuff where they'd get like 3-minute matches on Raw and stuff, and there was like one title, and like there would be like one match on the pay-per-view, like if that. So like it was really crazy seeing like the change from that, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that kind of closes up the Backlash discussion. There was one more thing I had to mention right before this podcast started. I don't know if you guys follow like WrestleLamia on Instagram or whatever, and like,
dude, I love that guy.
Yeah, and I saw on like a couple pages that Mustafa Ali got moved to Raw from SmackDown. So I guess that's kind of closing away the whole SmackDown hacker gimmick thing, which I thought it was him too. But who do you guys think that is?
The best in the world, Shane McMahon, right? Like, who else can it be? Yeah, it's Shane. It's Shane, obviously.
I saw some stuff on Twitter that it was going to be CM Punk's, but they were going to like drag it out for the crowd. But I don't know, man. Who knows?
I don't see it being Punk just because I've been let down by so many CM Punk rumors over the last half a decade.
Yeah.
But yeah, they so many people have had the voice being Mustafa Ali, Chad Gable, I believe women's wrestler at one point too. And I'm just
Ronda
thinking,
Rousey,
yeah, I'm telling you right now, whoever's the voices, it'll either be everybody's voice in a faction, or they're doing this to throw you off. They're having someone read the lines every week, pitching the voice. That way, everybody's gonna think, oh, it's Ali or oh, it's Shorty G. When really, it's someone who's never even used their voice there before.
Right.
And
Right.
this one's here to throw you off. I was talking about this with my friend a couple days ago. I think it's Lars Sullivan.
You know what?
I never thought of that.
I thought it was a Nexus. I don't know why. I was like, what if they hack and hack the whole SmackDown thing and they make their whole return, I guess, and they tear down the Performance Center. They go after Michael Cole again, whatnot, and then I think I don't know. Who knows, man? But
I just think this is the way to bring Lars back because obviously we don't have to tap into his controversies, but I just think it's their best way to bring him back without a real crowd yet. That way, when he's back,
right,
people will be used to him being there.
Right. Yeah. I'm just hoping. Do you guys remember like the whole like anonymous Raw general manager thing like back in the day? I'm just hoping it's not. I'm just hoping it's not somebody lame like Hornswoggle again. I'm hoping it's actually they'll get like the crowd or the fans like excited.
Yeah.
Well,
I
thought it was say that. Man, now I'm worried.
Hornswoggle return confirmed.
Oh my God.
Heard it here first.
Yeah, for sure. I thought it was gonna be Tucker at one point because they always had like that whole pixelated screen when Otis was there and Tucker wasn't. So, and when Tucker was there, the hacker didn't show up. So it's kind of like maybe it's Tucker, trying to get revenge on Otis for leaving him out and ditching him and getting Mandy to replace him or something. So I hope it's not Tucker because I'll be disappointed. Like they're hyping themselves to be something big, and I hope it lives up to the hype. But you never know, man.
Yeah, who knows, man? It's WWE. You can either be super excited or let down. You never know. Yeah, guys, that just about concludes the podcast. I'd like to thank these two guys for being on here.
Absolutely,
This video probably won't get a lot of views starting out, but if it does, they're linked to their channels down in the description below for sure. But yeah, these I really appreciate you guys coming on today.
Sure, man.
Hey, thank you, man. It was really
good. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll catch you. This concludes the first episode, and I'll catch you guys later.
All right, man.